The film unfolds with a prominent focus on a priest, known for hunting down vampires who prey on humans. Each night, he tirelessly tracks these creatures, but one evening, he falls into a trap set by the vampires and gets captured. Despite attempts to free him, he tragically meets his end. Then, the narrative takes us back in time, revealing the backstory. There was once a city where humans and vampires coexisted, but their relationship was marred by deep-seated contempt and ongoing conflict. The once peaceful city turned chaotic as vampires began preying on humans, posing a grave risk to their safety. In response, the humans sought refuge within the walls of a fortified church, a sanctuary built to keep them safe from the vampires. The imposing walls were erected to keep the vampires at bay, preventing them from breaching the boundaries and threatening the humans within. To protect the sanctuary, a revered and powerful priest emerged, respected by all for his exceptional abilities. He was a skilled fighter, capable of engaging and subduing the vampires. Learning of the turmoil caused by the vampires, the priest took action, locking them away and restoring peace to the city. With the vampires contained, the city found serenity once more. The conflict ceased, and the people were no longer haunted by the fear of vampire attacks. This act of the priest ensured a period of calm and safety for the human inhabitants within the walls of their sanctuary. The clergy, faced with the shifting dynamics of their society, witnessed a shift in fortunes. Some plummeted to the lower rungs of society, while others took on unfamiliar occupations in their struggle to make ends meet. Amidst this backdrop emerges a family, their lives steeped in industry, yet cloaked in an aura of perpetual sorrow. One ordinary day, the family, immersed in their evening meal, is interrupted by their daughter, Lucy, returning from the city. Her father, steeped in concern, rebukes her for venturing into the city, a place deemed unsafe. Lucy's mother intervenes, trying to diffuse the tension, redirecting their focus to the meal. But then, the ground quivers, foretelling the arrival of a looming threat, the vampires. Swiftly understanding the danger, Lucy's parents secure her in the cellar, positioning themselves to confront the imminent vampire assault. Tragically, the vampires overpower Lucy's parents, leaving her grief-stricken and alone. Taken in by their abductors, Lucy is swept away from her shattered home. In another part of the city, a sorrowful priest reflects on the inability to save one of their own from the vicious vampires. The priest encounters Lucy's dear friend, an officer from the city, who shares the heart-wrenching account of Lucy's abduction. As the officer unveils the grim narrative, revealing Lucy's tragic fate, the priest discovers his familial bond to the distressed girl, a truth that further deepens his sorrow. In the midst of heartfelt revelations, Lucy's friend confides in the priest, unveiling the distressing truth about Lucy's mother falling victim to the vampire's relentless assault. However, amidst the tragedy, Lucy's father, the brother of the priest, remains alive. Determined and fueled by the urgency to save Lucy, the friend implores the priest for aid, acknowledging his reputation and the dire need for his assistance. The weight of this information weighs heavily on the priest, prompting him to seek counsel from his superior within the confines of the church. But the master, well aware of the vampire's imprisonment and incapacitation, questions the plausibility of an attack, leaving the priest confounded. A troubling realization begins to dawn upon the priest, if not the vampires, then who abducted Lucy. Meanwhile, in the hidden domain where Lucy is confined, her captor, a human driven by savagery, bars her from leaving, issuing ominous warnings of dire consequences should she defy him. Simultaneously, the priest discusses his turmoil with a confidant, contemplating the perilous task of rescuing Lucy, his niece, despite being expressly forbidden by the master. His companion, warning him of the dangers lurking on the path of defiance, highlights the risks inherent in his quest to locate Lucy. However, fueled by familial love and an unyielding determination to save her, the priest remains resolute, acknowledging the imminent challenges. Amidst their conversation, two assailants launch an attack, yet the priest swiftly and cleverly subdues them, his mastery in combating vampires rendering mere humans inconsequential. Undeterred by the threat, the priest stands tall, resolute in his vow to rescue Lucy, his unwavering determination promising a return after securing his niece's safety. The priest, armed with advanced technological weaponry and riding his motorcycle, embarks on his mission to rescue Lucy. Determined and resolute, he arrives at the house from where Lucy was abducted, joined by Lucy's friend. Upon reaching the premises, they encounter Lucy's wounded father, where the priest assures him of his return with Lucy, instilling hope amidst the distress. Despite the priest's inclination to embark on this perilous journey alone, Lucy's friend asserts his skills and eagerness to confront the vampires. Demonstrating his prowess with a dagger, He impresses the priest, who ultimately agrees to allow him to accompany on this daunting quest. Meanwhile, the master of the church, upon learning of the priest's departure, falls seriously ill. Recognizing the urgency, he assembles a team of priests to locate and retrieve the departing priest, acknowledging the gravity of the situation. As Lucy and her friends traverse the path, they stumble upon footprints that don't belong to vampires, indicating the presence of a human. Their encounter with a man butchering chickens for the vampire's sustenance yields no information, as the man sternly rebuffs their inquiries. Undeterred, the priest investigates a cellar where he encounters a fearful man and a group of workers held captive for the site's security. Tensions escalate as the captives, urged by their fear, attempt to attack the priest and Lucy's friend. In a tense showdown, the priest and Lucy's friend defend themselves, engaging in a fierce battle, eliminating their assailants one by one. As the night envelops the surroundings, the worker, the lone survivor, attempts to evade the priest's inquiries about Lucy's whereabouts. In the looming darkness, the eerie presence of numerous vampires emerges, wielding menacing blades. The priest and his companion fiercely combat the vampires, causing the creatures to flee in fear. Desperate for information, the surviving worker reluctantly discloses that Lucy was taken to the west. However, before divulging further details, a formidable vampire, monstrous and terrifying, intervenes, eliminating the worker to prevent any more information from being revealed. Undeterred, the priest and his partner meticulously plan their strategy to rescue Lucy. Studying maps and delving into the history of the area, they identify the peculiar location where Lucy is being held captive, an ominous place tinged with a dark past. Arriving at the foreboding location, they encounter a sinister man, who directs them to a malevolent former priest-turned-evil vampire known as Black Hat. Blinded by anger upon learning of their pursuit, Black Hat retaliates, transforming the informant into a vampire. Meanwhile, within a nearby cave, the priest and Lucy's friend stumble upon a girl, revealing herself as a priestess. She discloses the master's intentions to assemble a team of priests to apprehend them, but assures them of her support and understanding of their noble cause. She urges their focus on finding Lucy, emphasizing her willingness to aid their quest despite the master's nefarious plans. As they forge ahead, a colossal vampire launches an attack, yet they valiantly triumph over its menacing assault. Progressing forward, the priestess begins to narrate her own harrowing tale. Amidst the upheaval when the vampire war erupted, all priests were stripped of their roles, reduced to the lowest societal echelons. She, too, was compelled to undertake menial tasks like garbage sweeping, grappling with dire circumstances. The accompanying priest resonates with her plight, acknowledging the unjust actions of their malevolent master, who relentlessly pursues him for seeking Lucy. Emerging from the cave, they encounter an ominous sight, a formidable army of vampires poised to strike. However, the vampires, having already departed for a nearby city, unleash unspeakable terror upon the unsuspecting populace. Devastatingly, 3 valiant priests attempt to thwart the vampires' onslaught but tragically fall in the face of their overwhelming strength, their lifeless bodies cruelly displayed on crucifixes. Arriving at the scene later, the priest, priestess, and Lucy's friend are stricken with grief at the sight of their fallen comrades. It becomes clear that a vampire onslaught is imminent. Determined to understand how the vampires reached this location, they investigate and discover the vampires' mode of transport, a train that brought them to this unsettling destination. The group prepares fervently, crafting weapons to repel the vampires at any cost. Meanwhile, Lucy remains captive with Black Hat, who unveils a startling revelation. He shares the profound existence of a soul within vampires, disputing the belief that only humans possess such profundity. He emphasizes the need for harmony between humans and vampires, suggesting that their revenge-seeking nature now poses a threat to humanity. Black Hat enlists Lucy's help, intending to use her as a pivotal force in his mission. He anticipates the priest's arrival and plans to leverage his assistance as well. Back with Lucy's friend, he grapples with the anguish of the potential transformation of Lucy into a vampire, foreseeing the devastating outcome if the priest intervenes. The priestess consoles him, urging resilience for the sake of the world's survival. Moving toward the anticipated vampire threat, the group arrives at the railroad, bracing for the impending arrival. In a tense moment, Lucy's friend levels his gun at the priest, adamantly declaring that no matter the circumstances, the priest must not harm Lucy. However, the priest reveals a shocking truth. He is, in fact, Lucy's father, not her uncle, harboring a deep understanding of his daughter's situation. This revelation brings a measure of solace to Lucy's friend. Their attention turns to the approaching train, the vessel carrying the vampires, signaling the imminent clash between their prepared group and the encroaching vampiric threat. As they gear up for a showdown, the group strategizes, clandestinely placing a bomb on the train. The priest takes to the train's roof, encountering Black Hat, revealing the truth behind his vampiric transformation. Initially believed to have perished in the vampire's clutches, Black Hat was saved by the vampires, turned into one of them, and empowered by the melding of human and vampire souls. A fierce battle erupts between the priest and Black Hat, where the latter's superior strength becomes evident as he bests the priest. However, the scene changes with the sudden appearance of workers, under vampire command, attacking the priestess and Lucy's friend. Yet, the priestess demonstrates her prowess, defeating the assailants. The confrontation intensifies as Black Hat hurls the priest into the train, where Lucy is held captive. She fights back against her captor, inadvertently injuring the priest. Black Hat attempts to convert Lucy into a vampire, but is thwarted when the priest intervenes, rescuing her. In a climactic moment, the priestess takes charge, racing on a bike towards the speeding train, aiming for a collision to obliterate the vampires. The collision triggers an explosion, vanquishing the vampires and Black Hat, effectively ending their threat. Amidst the aftermath, the priest holds Lucy protectively, bringing solace to her friend. The priest acknowledges the priestess's invaluable contribution, acknowledging her pivotal role in their success. With Lucy safely in his arms, they've achieved their mission, having vanquished Black Hat and the vampires. Later, the priest confronts the master in the church, presenting a vampire's head as proof of their conflict. However, the master dismisses the threat posed by vampires. Frustrated, the priest decides to leave, rallying the priestess to form their own team dedicated to hunting vampires. The movie concludes on this determined note, hinting at a new chapter as the priest and the priestess prepare to confront the lurking vampire menace. And there you have it, the ending of Priest. A roller coaster of action, supernatural intrigue, and moral complexity. What did you think of the conclusion? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe for more movie analyses. Until next time, happy watching.